Welcome back to DM Prep. My name is Ian and I will be your DM for today. Today we are prepping every time, prepping. Today we're prepping episode 13 of the Gilded Troll Plays Curse of Strahd, entitled The Ruins of Berez. So let's get prepping. So when last we left off, our heroes, well, let's be real. Let's break down last session because I think this is a teaching moment. So last DM prep, I prepped a false Hydra. I prepped for it to show up in Krezk, but I wanted to make sure that my players only arrived at Krezk at night, essentially after 6 p.m. Very tight window, considering I've already established that the sun sets at 6:30 and my players definitely do not want to be out at night. That's something that they've decided a long time ago. So I was really making it very difficult on myself in order to really feasibly get them to show up in Krezk late at night. Between them just being able to drag the cart themselves and fix the wagon wheels when those break, it became a real struggle to keep them from showing up in Krezk during the day. Which was exactly what they wanted to do. It was exactly what they wanted to do. They wanted to skip Yester Hill, they wanted to beeline Krezk, and then they wanted to beeline the castle because they didn't think that they had time to do all of those things in one day, which, I mean, they kind of fucking didn't. So I really pushed for my players to do one specific thing because that was the thing that I wanted them to do during DM prep. That's what I prepped for. And it didn't happen. And it got a little weird. So the last 2 hours of the session were essentially me trying to stop them from going to Krezk. So first, I tried to subtly nudge them to go to Yester Hill because that's a good idea, and it'll really help out the Mardikovs, blah blah blah, etc. And then I had the wheel fall off the wagon that was dragging the wagon that was carrying the wine that they're transporting. And then when they fixed that, I kind of brought out the big guns and I had lightning strike the bridge and cause it to crumble in on itself. Now I did plan that wasn't something I prepped. I was just like, I have to absolutely stop them from going to Krezk. And how can I do that? Well, if there's no bridge to Krezk, then they can't go to Krezk. Right? But here's the thing. I had decided that it was all an illusion. I had decided just sort of in the moment at the table that the lightning bolt and the bridge collapsing was all an illusion. If I had to pick a spell for it, I would say that it was the programmed illusion spell. It says it must be no larger than a 30-foot cube. Whatever. It's fine. And then, it essentially would just, if they had tried to interact with the bridge in any way, they would have found that it was an illusion. But they decided not to do that. I was really just trying to slow them down so that they would get to Krezk later. But they took it as the DM doesn't want us to go to Krezk, which was not what I intended, but I fully understand why they felt that way. So the lesson here, I guess, is don't prep for a very specific set of circumstances. You can prep for general sets of circumstances. That's absolutely fine. You can prep set piece encounters. You can prep, just like cutscenes, I guess. If I had to pick a word for them. But if they have to start a very specific way, you're gonna be disappointed. The reason that I got caught in that trap is my players ended up in Krezk at night the first time they went to Krezk. So I thought, okay, well, they'll probably end up in Krezk at night the next time too. Sure. But that's not what happened. So it got a little awkward when I was trying to push them away from Krezk. And then I was really just trying to kill time by adding random encounters because they were going a direction that I really had not prepared for. They were going straight to the castle. They were planning. They were fully prepared to just go to the castle and face Strahd. And I hadn't prepared for that. I legitimately had not prepped it. Obviously I have an idea of who Strahd is at my table. I understand who Rahadin is, and I have an understanding of the first level of the castle. So if I absolutely had to, I could run it. But I wanted that to be I wanted it to be a memorable encounter with Strahd. I didn't want to phone it in. I didn't want to just sort of half-ass it. So I wanted to make sure that I had an opportunity to fully prep it. So I was just trying to slow the party down. And if you're trying to pad in-game time, as we discovered last session, it's very difficult. Combat takes 30 seconds. If you throw enough combat at them that they feel like they need a short rest, cool, you just burned an hour. But it's only an hour. Meanwhile, I needed to burn 5-6 hours. So I think it was like 5 hours. So it was really difficult to essentially burn that in-game time. But if you're trying to burn out of game time, if you're trying to just fill the session with stuff, combat is fantastic. Because 30 seconds of combat takes an hour at the table. It's lazy. It's not the best DMing. And I am a little disappointed in how last session went. So there's my retrospective. That said, at the end of the session, they made their way to Vallaki, and I was able to pull out a lot of stuff that I had prepped well for. So back when we were prepping Argen Vostholt, I prepped that these revenants that they'd killed would come back to life in Vallaki. And two of them were characters they knew, Milovaj and Ezek. They witnessed Milovaj. Well, they didn't see him die, but they witnessed the event that caused Milovaj's death. And then they personally killed Ezek. So seeing these characters come back from the dead is a little freaky, especially since they have no fucking clue why. So they'll, I think my players at this point are assuming that they're vampire spawns, especially Milovaj since he was attacked by vampires. But it's just revenants. They're heading to Argen Vostholt. If my players ever go back there, then they can learn what in the fuck is up with that. So additionally, I had this whole thing going on in Vallaki while they were gone. So it had been essentially 2 days since they left, and in that time, Strahd raised Ernst and Lady Wachter from the dead and turned them into vampire spawn. I'm assuming that he either just drained their blood and that's enough to turn even a corpse into a vampire spawn, or he literally raised them from the dead or had them raised and then killed them. One or the other. It's not super important. Strahd's the villain. He's, I'm the DM. I have DM magic. It doesn't matter. I get to do whatever I want with NPCs. And then, I started laying these seeds that, not all is well in the town. And then it had been 3 days. So I had this plan that the stoning would happen on the night of the third day. And if I recall correctly, they arrived on the afternoon of the third day. So it's literally like later tonight that I feel like it's probably tomorrow though. Because they left Vallaki that morning. That's day one. They spent the night at Van Richten's tower, and then from there, they went to the winery. Yeah, so this is day 2. So tomorrow evening is when the Velakovich family are going to be stoned to death in the square. Also, during the session, at one point, Father Lucian had told the players that he had heard word that Ezek had murdered Lady Velakovich. Well, number one, that's not her name. Her name is Lady Petrovna. Yep, Lydia Petrovna. But number 2, that didn't happen. That's just a rumor. So Milovaj and Ezek are revenants. They left town. They don't care. They just left town. They're just going back to Argynvost to continue being revenants. But the Vallakoviches are very much, including Ernst, who is now a vampire spawn assassin, are very much going to take over the town, and it's going to very, very suck very, very shortly. So that could be neat. Yeah, so those are things that happened in Vallaki. I haven't thought about what it would look like in a L2L Mark II. I mean, I guess I haven't really thought about what Vallaki would look like under the or no, I said Vallakovich under Lady Wachter's rule. Vallaki under Wachter. Lady Wachter is now the ruler of Vallaki. What changes? Let's see. Guard forces are entirely cult. Yep. Treat people worse than the Baron's men ever did. Tax collecting, random searches, sure. Cult members are taking the role of guards. Yep. Yep. Let's see. Evolving a setting. Sure. Let's see. Spoilers for Curse of Strahd. Cool. Yep. Killed. Yep. Leaving the scheming Lady Wachter in charge. Cool. St. Andros Feast took place. You're able to keep the PCs away from St. Andros Church. Okay, so, yikes. Father Lucian and Yeska were murdered. Cool. Oh, neat. I didn't know that. Yep. She was in no state to take her late husband's place as burgomistress. That makes sense. How would she run Vallaki? Well, okay. She had a cult called the Book Club. What if she did worship devils and had actually struck a deal with one in exchange for power? Okay. The Keepers of the Feather would oppose her. So I'm assuming that... So she's not dumb. And she probably knows that the Keepers of the Feather exist. And she probably knows that the Mardikovs are responsible. She doesn't understand, like, what in the fuck? What they are. Oh, God. Were-devil? What in the hell? What in the hell? What in the hell is this? Were-devil? So I see it gets resistance to non-silvered weapons from the devil, but it doesn't get immunity to them from being a lycanthrope. Oh. Yikes. Wow. Yeah, what? Oh, is this really tiny for you guys? I'm sorry. Make it bigger. Yeah, this is really small. It is a were-devil. It is humongous because of all of these stuff. You are charmed by all creatures you can see, which means that you can't make attacks. Period. You can't attack a creature you're charmed by. Oops. Yeah, so... Bleh. Wow. That is crazy. Yeah, Sinar is insane. This is a cool concept, but I don't... Woof. It is a fucking beast. Call it a who devil? Nah, I like were devil. It's better, maybe a why devil? Or a how devil? That's enough. This, I actually really like this. Okay, so I really like this idea that Lady Wachter is just going batshit insane. Like, the Mardikovs are all like, yeah, Strahd's kind of a fucking problem, and, well, you should probably get those gems back so my dad's farm doesn't suck, and, yeah, we definitely watch all the stuff. We're these all-known spy peoples, and then Lady Wachter is literally just opening a portal in the Nine Hells. So, let's write some notes down. Lady Wachter has opened a portal to the Nine Hells. Specifically Avernus, because duh. Let's pick a place in BGDI. Let's pick a place in Avernus. Why not? Where would they show up? Kind of want it to be somewhere that my players haven't been, or that my players, namely Steph, hadn't been in our BGDIA game. Oh hey, it me. Hi Tim. How's it going? All these puns. I like Sundered Chains. You're good. You can't open a portal to a hell plane other than Avernus? I mean, that makes sense. That makes sense. More specifically, Sundered Chains. Got it. So, there's a portal in the basement to the Nine Hells. Her house has been repaired and is now guarded by devils. PCs are gonna have a hard time fighting their way in. Sundered Chains would be perfect for dragging a temple down. Yeah, it would be. Let's go with bearded devils. What are my favorite kinds of devils? I'm actually not a huge fan of bearded devils. I do like chain devils. 1 chain devil. Let's go with 2 bearded devils. 12. Chain devils are great. Chains are strewn about the front yard. Wink, wink. That's for the chain devil. And then 12 barbed. Not barbed. Spined. I like spined devil. I don't like lemures. I think lemures are stupid. If you guys really want to know my opinion of lemures, take a look at, oh god, what episode is? I don't remember what episode. I want to say probably like episode 23 of 21 or 22, 21, 22, 23 of DM Prep, where I, actually, I'm just going to look it up. Let's look it up. Let's look this shit up. Yeah, you get to see my YouTube recommendations. They're, food and Hearthstone. Let's see, DM Prep, where's my DM Prep playlist? No, really. View full playlist. I really do want to check this out. Aw, jeez. Aw, jeez, Rick. I think it might be 22. It might be, oh, gee. I can't remember. I was going to put a link too, but I can't remember. One of the episodes of DM Prep, it basically starts out with, yeah, so we had an encounter with a whole buttload of lemures and it sucked. So don't. I mean, those are like level 11 PCs, but still. Chain Devil, Bearded Devils, Spined Devils. They're rough. So that's some stuff. I'm gonna tab those in because those are now guarded by devils. Chains are strewn about the front yard. Wink, wink. PCs are gonna have a hard time fighting their way in. Yep. Once she takes over the town, She has already kidnapped one keeper of the feather. Keeper of the feather? Yeah, keepers of the feather. In preparation for making weredevils. Yikes. Yeah, I mean, I like it. You know, she's stealing their lycanthropy and putting it in a devil, and then you get a weredevil. I'm gonna drop this in chat real quick for you guys, just in case you guys want to go here. And read that ridiculous stat block. Also, I love this god-awful art. It's like, here's a modern basement with a water heater and a vacuum cleaner. Oh, and also, here's a Hell Palace temple cathedral thing. What? Can you bind a devil inside a child? What? It's harder for her to do the transformation on people who are unwilling. Sure. Just do something. Wait, does this only work with he? Or a person? Yeah, why was Erwin with the party? Weird. How does... Yeah. Just do something. I feel like this would martyr the child and consecrate it, but Mezoloth for interesting little thing. Master of Cruelty. No, I really don't want a Master of Cruelties. They're neat, but they're very, very difficult to run, just because the aura is just constant, forever, always. So it's a little annoying. Oh. What is this homebrew nonsense I'm toying with? Weredevils, obviously. Yeah, so if they're not here when the the stoning happens, they're gonna come back and it's gonna suck. Here, I'm just gonna grab this. Yeah, so I've got some stuff. Yeah, there's some stuff. Cool. So yeah, we got some stuff going on in Vallaki if they come back, but that's not actually the point. Like, I was just trying to like continue thinking about what happens in Vallaki, and well, she's a devil worshiper, right? Like, she actually has an imp. She made a deal at some point. "25 minutes in to a 2-hour prep, and I am losing my voice. So that's cool. And we haven't even gotten to Berez. So the players have decided that they're going to Berez. How would Strahd react to devils on his plane? We'll let the players decide that by listening to their crazy conspiracy theories and then making them come true. So I like doing that. Yeah, let's get a big ol' heckin' ban on this guy. Ban. Thanks. I gotta zoom out. I did a ban. It's fine. Yeah, where are my mods? God. So, Berez. Berez is a mess. if I recall correctly. So we've got this big-ass map. It is 100-foot squares, which is absolutely insane. You wanted followers, primes, and views? I mean, me too, but bots. River ranges in depth, but never more than 10 feet. Muriel is using a lantern to signal them. Yep. So there's some read aloud text. That's cool. That's cool. So the issue here is that the players don't know that there's anything in the middle of the village that's worth looking at. It's also overgrown, so visibility is really low, and I mean that's basically the issue. And then the issue is, and maybe this was just because I didn't know how to run stealth before, but so essentially what I want to do here is I actually think we might be able to do this with dynamic lighting, believe it or not. So we're going to turn dynamic lighting on. We're going to turn Explorer mode on. And we're going to use a single token to represent the players. It did not like that. Okay, cool. Now, if I recall correctly, there should be no dynamic lighting lines here. Yes, there are no dynamic lighting lines. So now all I need to do is drop a single player token who represents the entire party. I'm going to use Gramps. Gram. We got Gramps. Send help. What the hell? Gramps, are you okay? He's just vibing. I'm gonna refresh because that's woof. Way to glitch Roll20. Just doing his Grampy thing, yeah, basically. So essentially, what I want to do is come on. You can do it. Roll20 is not happy right now. So basically what I want to do here is I want to play this kind of like Minesweeper. And then the scarecrows, if I recall correctly, are not hiding. So then it's literally just a matter of can the players sneak up on the scarecrows by beating their passive perception, which is a whopping fucking 10. And if they can't, well then sucks. So I am going to take this token, give it vision, give it light, and we're going to give it 100 feet of bright light and 100 feet of low light. So essentially what this does is now, do scarecrows have false appearance? Do they? That's a good question. They do. It is indistinguishable from an ordinary inanimate scarecrow. So, how do they... So one thing I want to do is I want to assign this to all players. And then I'm going to take Muriel, move her to the token layer. They literally gave her Danica Mardukov art. It's not a... Emits bright light. I could strawman some. Yeah. I could absolutely strawman them. So now the players can see her light as she's over here. So if they zoom out, they can see, oh, there's a lady over that way. There's some water there too. Whoops, not her vision, their vision. There's some water over there too. So, yeah. That's that's the thing that I want to do. So how do we run this? I kind of want to run it like Minesweeper. How do I run this? How do I run this? I want it to sort of work like Minesweeper, where as they move around, assuming they... So the other thing that I'm going to do is that they will roll stealth essentially only when it matters. So they can't go, oh, we got an 8, let's do something different. So they'll say, okay, we're gonna sneak around, and well, let's see what Muriel tells them. Berez was abandoned long ago. Baba Lysaga lives in a hut in the middle of the village. Cool. Scarecrows are murderous creatures and serve as an early warning system. Okay, so we can use Muriel to essentially teach them how to go about this. They have to sneak into town. They have to sneak in to get to her and either take out her sentries before they notice them, or just sneak past all of them. So we can use Muriel to we can use Muriel to set this up for our players. So that's super useful. And we can also use her to establish that, yes, like this place is pretty safe. She doesn't send the scarecrows over here. She doesn't really know I'm here. She can't see me from here, and that's why I'm signaling you. So that's yeah. I'm actually going to do something really neat here. I'm actually going to increase her bright and dim light to 150 feet, but then I'm going to make it directional, and we're going to do 90 degrees. So it's pointing at them. So, bam. So they can't really see her. They can see that she's there, but they can't really see her. And they just see like, hey, she's making light at us. So we're using dynamic lighting to our benefit. Hopefully it doesn't completely tank my streaming computer like it did last session. It should, in theory, be much simpler because I have literally 2 light sources instead of 7. And there's no walls. There's no walls to calculate. So, should work. But essentially the way I want to go about this is have the players pick a leader, and then have the leader move the token around 1 square at a time. And then if they get within sight range of a scarecrow, have them all roll stealth. And then if they fail the stealth, roll initiative. And then on its turn, it squawks, essentially. And then I can actually, so yeah, I can do some cutesy stuff. So these are my scarecrows. These are my actual scarecrows. What I'm gonna do is I am going to make some fake scarecrows. So I'm gonna copy this guy. I'm gonna give him 0 hit points, and I'm gonna name him Fake Scarecrow. And players can't see his name. Cool. Actually, I'm literally going to call it Straw Man. 2 words, just so there's a little bit of visual difference. Because if I just wrote Straw Man, 1 word, lowercase m, it would look a lot like Scarecrow. So I'm just going to make a few of these. And these are literally just straw men. But it'll make the players sweat. If they fail a stealth check, and if they whiff their fucking stealth check, I will have it just turn towards them, but it'll just be the wind. And then I'll have everyone roll initiative. I'll put a scarecrow in the initiative, and then they'll get panicky. They'll waste a nat 20 on the scarecrow to kill it before it can take a turn. So it'll be fun. Hopefully. That's what I'm going for. I am going to add a bunch of them, honestly. And then the other thing is there's no battle map for Baba Lysaga's hut. They're just oh wait, I lied. I super lied. But the problem here is that it's a very, very small map. And I don't know if you're familiar with the creeping hut stat block, but it has melee reach 60 feet. And it has a 120-foot range rock attack. This thing hits like a truck. Like a truck. So yeah, if you guys remember the Cerberus from Odyssey of the Dragonlord, I had estimated that was a CR11 creature. We are now at this very moment looking at a CR11 creature, and holy hell is this thing more powerful than the Cerberus. It's got about twice the health, and it hits a little bit harder, and it's got way better reach. You feel the wind pick up as the creature turns towards you, its stuffed face grinning eerily. Let's roll some initiative. Yeah, I like that a lot. Shadows, you need to get a job writing flavor text because you're really goddamn good at it. When the players are detected by a straw man. And I'm going to put detected in quotes. Yeah, Shadows, you really need to like write professionally because you are insanely good at flavor text. Very flavorful writing. Baba Lysaga's hut battle map. Baba Lysaga's creeping hut. Mike Schlee. Is this one? Yeah, it's this one. I do like Mike Schlee, but this is really useless. I'm sorry, Mike. What do you guys do? I was literally about to click on that. I shit you not. Yeah. Ooh, it got walls. Wait, how big is this? Oh man, is there a bigger version of this map? Like, holy shit. Wait, what is this? Dungeon 196? What? Mike Schlee? Oh, this is Baba Yaga. Ah, this is Baba Yaga. I mean, I could just buy it from Mike Schlee. Seems kind of sus. Yikes. Okay, so here's the problem. Yeah, here's the problem. I'm looking for the wrong thing. I don't want Baba Yaga's hut battle map. I want a swamp battle map that I can then plop Baba Yaga's hut on, or Baba Lysaga's hut. Yes, just something like this. How big is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. We got 10. That is really cool. I don't know if that works. Am I going to have them reroll initiative if they kill a scarecrow? It doesn't set them all off. If they kill the scarecrow, they're good. They can continue moving. But if they fail to kill a scarecrow, then I basically just from that moment I figure out, okay, how long is it going to take Baba Lysaga to get there and try and confront them? What is going to happen given exactly where they are, and then I'll essentially just ask them, what do you want to do? And you know, if they're trying to run away, then that's what they're trying to do. This is really neat, but I don't like it. I want just sort of a generic swamp battle map. And the reason for that is that I want to be able to just drop Baba Lysaga's creeping hut on top of it. And then I think I'm going to have to grab this image. Yeah. I ain't going to do it. I think I want this one. I'm going to use this one. So I'm going to save this. Looks like it's got 50 pixel squares. That's fine. Doesn't need to be the best. I think it's this one. Nope, not that one. This one. I don't even know what you are. You're nothing. Delete. Delete. So we're going to upload this. So I am going to make Baba Lysaga. Actually, I should have that in D&D Beyond. Presumably, if Mike Schlee did that, right? I already have Berez open. Oh, okay. Like, this is a map in the book, and wow, okay. So here's what I'm gonna do. So we're gonna do some Photoshop. Essentially, what I want to do is I want to cut out the hut so that I can slap it on top of a map. So let us grab. There we go. Okay. Now select remove holes. There we go. Oop. This guy, and this guy. Select remove holes. What? This isn't closed, I guess. Yeah, it's not closed. Select remove holes. Whoop. Whoa. Let's just try and select that a little better. What in the hell? What the hell, Bobby? Good enough. Nope. Gotta do it over here too. Good enough. All right, so now slap that on a new layer. And look at that. We've got ourselves. I should have used the player version of this map. Should have used the player version. We're gonna download the player version. You ready for this? So I don't have to do anything fancy. I just gotta slap the player version in here. You're shitting me, right? Why are you like this? Why is this one bigger? Layer, scale layer, 1000. Close enough. Wait, where's my selection? Crap. There, okay. So I've got a selection. So now let's slap this in here. Layer, scale layer, 1000, scale, and then cut, paste. New layer. All right, now I don't have the stupid thing. This is going to be my creeping hut token. This is my creeping hut token. So let us, let's image crop to content. And then what I want to do is I want to view a grid. I want to see a grid, show grid. But then I need to, I can never remember how to GIMP edit grid. I can never remember how to edit the grid. Image configure grid. Yeah, there we go. So I want a 70 by 70 grid. So the reason that I want that is I want to be able to line up the squares inside the building with a 70 pixel grid. And it looks like they're a little too big. So I am going to scale this. And we're going to scale it down by about 10%. See what happens. And that looks pretty perfect. So now, image, fit canvas to selection? No, image fit canvas to layers. So now what that's done is that's moved the grid because the top left corner of the map moved. So this thing needs to be, this thing is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This thing is 10 by 11 squares. So image, canvas size, 700 by 770. That's how big this token is. That's how big our Baba Lysaga's creeping hut token is. And this is a token. This looks like a map, but it's a token. We need to make sure this is a ping. In case you thought in case you think I'm crazy, you're right. So we're gonna save this. Sure, creeping hut docs. Yeah, Strahd tokens save. So we've got. So we uploaded that file. We want this one. So we uploaded that file into Roll20. So we've got that. We are going to edit this map. It's 20 by 20. Yeah, I'm just essentially throwing out this map. So 20 by 20. Okay. We are going to go to the map layer, and we're going to delete the map. I shouldn't be as jazzed about saying that as I am, but I'm jazzed about saying that. So this is 20 by 20. It doesn't look quite right. Does it? I don't know. We're going to upload the creeping hut. Oh, I can't see chat with GIMP up. Are you just going to fireball? Okay, so here's the thing. If they fireball while they're trying to sneak, that's going to get some notice. It's dark. It's creepy. It's yeah, that's fireball is going to be noticeable. So, creeping hut. It's currently currently out on the map layer. That's fine. That's actually fine. So we're gonna 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and then just stretch it this way, 1 square. Okay. Now this does stick out a little. Not gonna lie. It sticks out a little. Thanks for getting the reference. Trying to find a place where like most of its roots are in water. Screw it. I'm just going to put it in the middle instead. And now don't remember where these crawling claws actually are. I do remember the swarms of ravens being in these cages. Baba Lysaga is inside. Let's see where the crawling claws are. In the chest, okay. Are you done dying? Damn it, roll 20. There we go. Crawling claws are handy. That's cute. You're cute. GM info overlay. So I don't really need the creeping hut here. So I am going to delete it. And I can just open the creeping hut from here. Creeping hut. Nope, not here. Here. Creep. And I can just bleep. Now I have a stat block. Alright. Handout. Neat. Why do you have to put why do they insist on putting fucking spoilers in the picture? Like, if you put it up here in the title, I can at least edit that out, like, really easily. But you put creeping fucking hut in the picture. So frustrating. Also, I just realized that I did not align the hut to the grid, so I need to do that. Wait, I did align it. I was supposed to have aligned it to the grid. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, it's too big. That's why. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay. Now it's aligned to the grid. So I just gotta actually line it up. No, I shouldn't have to. Right. I don't have to now because it is appropriate. Right, okay. So now you're just gonna move the swarms of ravens onto the cages. Baba Lysaga is in the hut again. And then we're gonna put the claws into the chest. Okay. Okay. Like that I have the maps. Do I upload my files for the community? I should do that. That's a thing that I should do. So I'm gonna do that. Yeah, I'll do that. Best place I can put them is probably our Discord. In case I want to upload the mood art without spoiler title. That I can do. Yeah, thanks, Jesse. So I am going to upload my my creeping hut token as well as the GIMP file that I used to create it to our Strahd Spoilers channel on our Discord. And Jesse was kind enough to plug our Discord, so that's cool. Alright. So yeah, the token for Creeping Hut I just added to the Discord, and then this map I literally just I don't feel comfortable sharing it, like saying hey, like this is a thing that I have here, use it. I literally googled swamp battle map and it's the first result. So I'm sure there's a high res version on their Patreon. Looks like they have one, patreon.com/afternoonmaps. So if you want to do there, Jesse just posted Baba Lysaga's Creeping Hut mood art. So I'm gonna download this image, and I'm gonna put that in the handout. I'm literally just going to remove hut, remove this image, and then add the version without the friggin' spoiler in the picture. So the handout is now called Baba Lysaga's Hut, and then the image is just the art and does not have the word creeping, because come on, spoilers! Spoilers! Save changes. Alright, so I think that's about it for this map. So yeah, basically, let's close some tabs. So basically, the way that we're gonna run this is essentially, oops, this is Vallaki, I need Berez. Is essentially we're gonna do a minesweeper kind of thing where they move very slowly, and it's not even minesweeper. It's essentially like you're alone in the dark, and I will probably need. So I need a bunch of things that can happen other than scarecrows. A bunch of super innocuous kinds of things, as well as, thank you, Jesse, as well as like maybe some creepy things that they have to deal with as they're making their way through the swamp. Like as you're walking, things that can happen as they move around Berez. 16 plus on a d20. Actually, it's 25% chance per square. Boot stuck in the mud. Athletics to not lose it forever. I'll just say lose it. What are minor random events in a swamp? 100 swamp encounters. These are, oh my god. What are these? These are not nearly, yeah, these are not nearly minor enough. These are encounters. I don't want encounters, I want events. Add flavor to a swamp. D&D. Maybe slip and fall, deck save, minor bludgeoning damage. Guide to the swamp. Yikes. There's a lot of stuff here. I just want... yeah, I just want like really, really minor stuff, like boot stuck in the mud, biting flies, how to describe a swamp, D&D. 965 plus words for swamp. What in the hell? Guide to the swamp. Is that what I was just looking at? Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. D&D swamp locations. This is probably not going to be... Alright, we'll get out of here. So basically, I want to make it not boring when they decide to, when they start like zigzagging. I'm trying to find just like a bunch of tiny little descriptors about the swamp that I can dole out one at a time so that I make it less boring as they're moving from square to square to square to square in this minesweeper kind of. I keep calling it minesweeper, but it really isn't. It's nothing like minesweeper. But as they're like wandering around in the dark on this map, they're I want to do something more interesting than dirt dirt dirt. I might have to think on this a little bit more. You know, I'm drawing a blank, and that's not interesting for streaming. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to call it here. But essentially, you know, there's a bunch of other stuff in Berez. So there's the Ulric Mansion, and Ulric Mansion is where Marina, Tatiana's first reincarnation, lived as an orphan. She was the adoptive daughter of Burgomaster Ulric, and she was going to be unadopted so that he could marry her, which is just really fucked up. And Strahd was trying to remind her that she was Tatiana and turn her into a vampire and then take her with him. But then Ulric and the local priest killed her to save her from the vampire that they knew was preying on her. So he flooded the entire town in retaliation. So Ulric Mansion has the ghost of Laszlo Ulric. And then there's like this thing which can lead them to U5, which is Marina's grave. Okay, cool. There's Champagne du Leston. Says they're empty, rotted casks. I think last time I ran this, they had turned to vinegar. Poisonous snakes, goat pens. Okay, cool. Him unadopting his daughter. Baba Lysaga's creeping hut. Yep. Cages have swarms of ravens. They're angry, they hate her, and they will attack her if released. Giant upside down skull. So that is something. So I left this file open because I do think that I need the skull. So let's grab the skull real quick. Let's make I'm gonna make a token for the skull. Oops, wrong there. We're gonna make a token for the skull so that we can missed. And that should be enough. Select, remove holes. There we go. We're gonna make a token for the skull because the skull should be on the map. So I do want to do that. So image, cropped content, and then we're going to export as skull. And I'll throw this one on the Discord too. And then we're going to vector roll 20. I'm going to minimize GIMP so that I can see things normally. And then we're going to upload, not maps, tokens. We're going to upload skull. And then I just need to see how big the image is. It is 115 by 73. So now I can go to the other map, drop it in, set dimensions 115 by 73, and then now that can be on the map properly. And then Giant Skull is like it's its own thing, apparently. So we're going to move this to the map layer because Giant Skull is like an actual token on this since it has hit points. That does not look like a giant skull, but whatever. But it is the flying skull. It has hit points. You know, it's got AC 15, 50 hit points, so they give you a token for it. But it's essentially sitting right on top of the skull, which is on the map so that the players can see it and they can know that it exists, because it is supposed to be like right outside her door. I'm going to move it just a little bit closer to her door. I'm going to, yeah, just a little bit closer to her door. All right. So I think hut interior. I think really the only thing left to prep is who the hell is she, and because my players decided that they wanted to talk to her. So the question is, who the hell is she? And of course, this is just her stat block and doesn't have all of the stuff about her. I have to actually go to Appendix D. So Baba Lysaga considers herself the mother of Strahd. She birthed him. She was the queen's midwife, devout follower of Mother Night, and she cast protective spells on him and crept in his nursery on stormy nights to sing magical rhymes to him. Gross! She also made sure he would become a spellcaster. Cool. She was kicked out. She was banished from the kingdom. She never saw Strahd again, but she's stayed alive to witness the triumphs of her beloved boy, who she thinks is eternally blessed. So she keeps her life by bathing in the blood of goats every new moon, and she's a very powerful spellcaster. So she loves Strahd. And she is aware of the Keepers of the Feather, so she's been collecting ravens. Strahd is aware of the were-ravens, but he doesn't consider them a threat. But Lysaga has chosen to make them the bane of her existence. She discovered a were-raven refuge at the Wizard of Wine's winery, and she has begun to wage war against it. So if the players reveal in any way that they're were-ravens, she will murder them without hesitation. So that's a thing that is cool. She convinced the druids at Yester Hill that she gave birth to Strahd, who the druids consider a god, so they're on her side. Cool. And that's why she was able to get them to steal the other gem. So the first gem she used to put it in this hut and made it a creeping hut. So she's only this hut has only been a creeping hut for like 2 weeks. So that's interesting. Skin is the resilience of stone, resistant to harmful magic, shielded against divination magic. So she's undivinable. She has AC 15 despite having +0 dex. She has magic resistance. Resistant to harmful magic, but she does. Oh, okay. Wait, no. Shielded against divination magic as though protected by non-detection. She doesn't have magic resistance. I think she's supposed to have magic resistance. I'm going to give her magic resistance, because she has CR 11, but she only has 120 hit points, so she's going to die very, very, very quickly, unless she starts... would her true seeing reveal the were-raven stuff? No, because true seeing... So true seeing would allow her to see their normal form if they were in were-raven form. Right? Also, she doesn't actually have true sight, but she does have true seeing. So this gives you true sight, which allows you to perceive the original form of a shape changer. Their original form are their humanoid forms, but if they transform, she could see their normal forms. But I don't think that that's super useful. If she did, that would have been wonderful. So she herself didn't get polymorphed into a goat. Nope, you're not salty. Okay. Yeah, I could. Youch. Ouch. Especially since she is a shape changer. So I don't think polymorph affects her. FYI. Polymorph has no effect on a shape changer. She is actually immune to polymorph. Sorry, Amber. Has no effect on a shape changer, and she has the subtype shape changer. So, yeah, she can't be polymorphed. That's good to know. It's good for me to know, because my players did just hit level 7, so they might take that. That might be a thing. Yeah, it's good to read your spells. Polymorph doesn't work on shape changers. Don't work on werewolves. So yeah, she has some very powerful magic. Power Word Stun's really good. She's going to use that on Rubec probably. Oh, it's a con save. Who sucks at con? Let's see. Let's see who sucks at con. Let's see who sucks at con. So glad I don't have any more spoilers in my campaign view. So we got Elodie, Gramps, Nej, Snurk, Rubek, Irina. So she won't attack Irina. She won't. It's not a thing she'll do. F for Amber. Can we get some Fs in chat for Amber? Not realizing that. Elodie's got +6 con saves. She's a sorcerer, right? So it's not Elodie. Rubek's got proficiency and he's a barbarian, so it's not him. Snurk has con save proficiency and he's got decent. So yeah, it's gonna be Gramps or Nedge because they're the ones who don't have. So it's gonna be Gramps. He's got only +2. So he's probably getting power word stunned. How does she not have legendary actions? I'm gonna give her legendary actions so she can cast any spell 3rd level or lower as a legendary action. That's a thing that I've just decided. So the reason that I'm deciding that is that no. I was gonna say like action economy is a thing, but then I remembered that the creeping hut exists, and that is going to stomp their ever-loving tits in. What's the creeping hut's speed? What is the creeping hut's speed? 30 feet. Okay, so they can run away from it, but not well. What do you want to quote? There's so much of a delay. So that's yeah. So she gives to the Millennium. Yeah. So she ritually bathes, going to stomp their ever-loving tits. Got it. Thanks. Some magic items here. So I am going to replace a bunch of these magic items with magic items from my players' wish lists, because let's be real, these suck. Who cares about Oil of Sharpness? I mean, it's cool, I guess. You get a +3 weapon for an hour. That one's alright. Sling Bullet's worthless. Pipes of Haunting, dumb. Stone of Good Luck, boring. Like, it's good, but it's boring. So we got the church, we got Marina's Monument, which isn't going to be important. They're probably not going to find it because they don't have the clue from Ulric's Mansion. And then the Standing Stones with Muriel. So we got everything. We're good. Special events, Creeping Hut. If players overstay their welcome, she commands the hut to animate and attack them. The giant roots beneath the hut come to life and pull themselves up out of the mire. The hut and the roots lurch and groan, becoming a lumbering mass that cracks as it walks, crushing all in its path. Ha 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 ha. So she does everything she can to keep the characters from obtaining the gemstone. At least I'm not tossing the CR25 Baba Lysaga. Yeah, I mean, I'm not an asshole, so yeah. I am a really big fan of the Lost Battlefield event. It's something that happens as you're leaving Berez, and essentially like tells you to go to Argynvost. So that's cool. They've not yet explored Argynvost. I am going to consider them to not have explored Argynvost because they didn't go upstairs at all. So that's the prep. So we figured out how Vallaki's going to work with Lady Wachter and her Were-Devils, because that's not ridiculous at all. And then we went through and we figured out how we want to run Berez. And yeah. And we got Baba Lysaga prepped. So assuming my players don't start the session and say, actually, we don't want to go to Berez, we're gonna go to Krezk instead. We're just gonna try and cross the bridge. Then I'll be fine. So we're basically done here. So thank you everyone for being here. If you want to see the session that comes out of this, if you're watching us on Twitch, check us out on Twitch. On Sundays at 1 p.m. EST. That's when we play our Curse of Strahd game. If you're checking this out on YouTube, I'm actually just going to link probably up here, up this direction. I'm going to link to the session in a little info jiggamajig. Obviously, if you're watching us on YouTube, check out our Twitch channel. We play live every Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Saturdays, 4 p.m., we play Odyssey of the Dragonlord. Sundays, we play 1 p.m., Curse of Strahd. And then Mondays, we're starting our Rime of the Frost Maiden campaign, which is 6 p.m. Everything EST. Thank you for dropping the schedule, Jesse. Regardless of where you're watching us, check out our Discord. I put all the tokens that I made, which was the hut and the skull, in our Strahd spoilers channel, because that's the only channel that our Strahd players can't see. What else? We have an Instagram. as if anyone cares about that. If you want to check out our behind the scenes, we post like twice a week, 3 times a week. We have a Twitter, similarly, twice a week, maybe. But yeah, thanks for being here. And if you want to continue watching some DM prep, I'm going to take a quick break. I'm going to get some water at the bathroom, and then I'm going to hop in to our Odyssey of the Dragonlords prep. So thanks for being here. Bye.